Hello everyone, Cutting Tool Designer here. Welcome to another episode of product reviews. Today we're going to review a product that I wasn't planning on buying, but I decided to break down and get one. I figured I'd be using it in the future for other projects, but what we got was the 12-ton hydraulic press from Harbor Freight. So we'll do a quick review on that. We'll open up the boxes real quick, start the assembly, let you know if I run into any problems, and once it's all set up, that'll lead us into another episode of the South Bend restoration, where we press off the bowl gear and the gears off the back gear set. So with that said, stay tuned, and we'll get things lined up here, and then we'll see what it takes to put one of these together, and then do a quick review on it. Okay, hang on one second, be right back. Alright, well, first thing we're going to do is open up this box here real quick. This one should have all the upright rails by the looks of it. Of course, I got them sitting on my new El Cheapo sawhorses that I got from Harbor Freight, also with a coupon for $9 a piece. I will say that this hydraulic press I got, it was on sale for $119, and I had an additional 20% off coupon specifically for this. Specifically for this press. So it'll come out to about 96 bucks. So I can't complain too much about that. And let's see if we can position you in here for the other box. Open this big box. It has the rest of the components in it. So it looks like inside. Well, I cram it in there pretty good. Okay, so there's our pressing plates, manual. Okay, these are cross holding brackets for the base. Everything's powder coated, so it's not too shabby. And probably the feet. This is a secondary brace that goes across the bottom of the feet. Here's the hydraulic pump, jack. That down. We'll loosen this stuff around as we get set up here. Alright. Bag of assembly bolts. Here's the top bracket for the assembly. Locating pins. Two springs. Okay. This is the piece where the hydraulic jack, bottle jack sits on, and then This is the pressing arm. So it presses, this whole assembly slides up and down. And it looks like, then this is your pressing base that is adjustable up and down in the column. So we will get all these things out, take a look at the assembly instructions, and put it together. So hang on 1 second, we'll be back. Alright, well, we have the two base plates, or side plates, sitting on their sides. The holes run up to a certain distance. The upper end doesn't have any because that's where the hydraulic press and everything, the cylinder and so forth are at. These bolts are 10 millimeters. Take a 17 millimeter ratchet, socket, wrench, whatever you want. Now I will say that in the bag everything was already kind of assembled. The washers with the nuts already, and these are nylon threaded nuts for locking, and washer bolt goes from the outside. So what we're going to start with is one leg, which is down here in the bottom, bolt on the outside to the inside, two middle holes, and then the cross piece has to go in here, and the washer, and the nuts, just to get it started, and we'll do the same for the other side. One of these nuts undone, and then drop everything and make loud noises. Alright. And drop everything as normal. Okay, so bolt through there. There, washer, and nut that I dropped. Let's go ahead and start the second one, and push it through. Washer, nut, alright, getting in the way of the camera, alright. Washer, and nut. Alright, here's the other one from this side. Washer and nut. And socket and wrench. And what we're going to do just kind of snug these a little bit. Well, you're not going to stand there and sit there and watch me do that. So what we're going to do is real quickly attach one set of brackets. Again, you're going to do 4 bolts on each side. Again, we're working with the bolt from the outside, support bracket, washer, try not to drop everything, washer and a nut. Up through here. Down here. Washer nut. They must be listening to a lot of the other YouTube videos on reviews of this. There's been a lot of changes to this. I think they're stepping up their game. They all have now washers. Before they just gave you nuts and bolts, no lock washers, no nothing. And there were a lot of complaints about that. Along with the mounting bracket that the bottle jack sits on. There wasn't one before, it kind of just sat on there, which was really an unsafe condition. Okay, so here's basically the assembly of the base. I'm going to go ahead and finish putting the brackets on the other side, get everything kind of snug but not tight, and then we'll move on to the next step. So, be right back. Wanted to point out there is a slight variation in the bolts. One is slightly longer than the other one. Probably about 1/8 of an inch. So they're both the same size, same thread, same everything, except one's longer. But then you can also see that the heads are different. Okay? The shorter length is the standard hex head bolt. The longer one is a hex bolt with a recessed head. This is the ones that are longer. There's only 4 of them, and they're used to bolt the leg support and the cross member support together. There's because of the thickness here, there's another 1/8 of an inch of length required. So there's only 4 of these, and they go to these 2 center ones here to hold the cross brace and the bottom legs on. Just wanted to point that out. Alright, one other thing you have to be careful of is where this cross bracket mounts to the lower leg assembly here is you want to make sure that this is recessed. There's just enough play there to push it up past. You don't want this piece sticking out. Otherwise it's going to give you some imbalance problems. So you want to make sure that it's at least flush, if not sitting below the actual foot plate. Alright, excuse me. Now what we're going to do is we're going to mount the top bracket. I've already snugged up all the bolts down on the base end, and now I flipped it around so we can put the top on. And basically these 2 areas right here, these 2 hooks, eye hooks here, are for the springs to attach to the pressure bar. And of course this little lip right here is where the top of the hydraulic cylinder sits into. It looks like they put some gussets in here on both sides too, so that's nice. So here, they slide right onto the top like this. And these are 12mm bolts. Come with a regular washer, a lock washer, and a nut, standard nut. No nylon nut here. I'm going to run it so the nuts are in the back side. Okay. Once we get all them put in. Washer, lock washer. And up. And drop the wrench on your foot. Should have been wearing my 2 steel-toed shoes. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll finish getting these bolts in and getting them tightened up. And they take a 19mm wrench and socket, or both, or whatever you want to do. So we'll get that finished up, and then we'll be able to stand this up and finish the rest of the assembly. So hang on one second, we'll be right back. Okay, get the base standed up. Brought it a little bit further towards the middle of the shop where I have a little bit more level floor. I still put a little shim back there, but not much left. Basically, you've got 6 bolts and nuts on each side at the bottom, 4 at the top to assemble this piece, and then you have your peg supports which support the press bracket, and just kind of balance them out a little bit. So here's a press bracket, just slipped in here, slide it in between, and lower it down. And of course this is adjustable up and down depending upon how long of a part you're trying to press. And of course here is the press bracket. We'll go ahead and slide that in like so. As a matter of fact, what we'll do first is we'll turn it upside down and we'll put in the eye bolts that are going to support the springs, and we'll just thread these on just enough to hold them in place. And where to put the other one? Down here for you. So run it up through. Don't drop the nut twice. Okay, and of course this is the press pin, so make sure your eye bolts are on that side. We'll slide this back in now, and we'll raise up. This is the front of the machine. So we need the pumping mechanism and the hydraulic relief valve there. I'll probably push the handle behind. With that, then there are 2 socket head cap screws. So there's only 2 bolt holes in this thing. So we'll get it in there and start tightening it. Put one on this side. Let's see. Okay. The back one's a little bit more difficult to get at. Not much space back here. And again, this is a 6mm hex drive. So 6mm to drive the socket. And again, this is one of my newest purchases, a whole set of hex drivers. The short for cranking, and then it does have the ball on the other side. Got a full set of SEA and metrics. Again, while I was at Harbor Freight, I had a coupon for those also. So I think I got them for like $14. And they're nice to have. I have all sorts of socketed Allen wrench sets around here, Bondus and so forth, but I don't have any long-handled ones. So I figured while I was there, I might also pick them up because they definitely come in handy while you're working on stuff. Okay, so that's that. Really, the only thing left now is to put the springs on and then make some adjustments. Hang the springs here. I don't think it has a particular way. I prefer to have this hang pointed back because it's going to be closer to the area of work. They don't really, they show pointing forward. I don't think it really makes a difference. But now what we got to do is lift this up. Get them in the eye hooks. Like so. And then we can adjust them up. Definitely want them up higher, because we want this to go into the socket up there, the round socket. Okay, getting close. All right. Bring that up a little bit more too. See if we can bounce it down a little bit. Doesn't have to go the whole way up, but you definitely want it so that it's captured. So that's captured in that securing disc in there. All right, that's that. There is a lot of slopping here, back and forth. What I think I'm going to do at some point here is I'm going to get some either PEEK or polypropylene sheeting and glue some thin sheets in here to snug this up a little bit, and also give it a material that'll allow it to slide easy. All right, so that's basically it for assembly. And then of course you got your handle. Tighten down the hydraulic valve. Yeah. Pre-assembled with the rubber nut on the whole way. So let's see if this thing will pump now. Or am I going to have to add my own hydraulic fluid? I'm just checking to make sure it's still sitting inside. Yeah, it's going down. Okay, what will be nice at some point in time, maybe later on, is they do make the 12-ton hydraulic bottle jacks. At Harbor Freight sells them with the air over hydraulic. So they have a little air pump hydraulic unit on the back that allows them to just use compressed air, and it operates that instead of hand pumping it a lot. Now, one last thing, of course, is your press pads that go in there. Now, should be able to, and I just want to double check. Let me take these out first. So I may have not estimated properly, but I want to make sure that this spindle will fit through here, and it does. Okay, so we will be putting this spindle in here so that we can, well, it'll be flipped the other way, so I'll have to lower this down and flip it the other way, but we'll be using this then to press off the bowl gear. from the spindle shaft. And we'll also be using it to try to gear puller on this. This is the back gear assembly. On there pretty tight. Trying to get the small gear off. Did not want to budge. So we'll either use, let's see if this will fit up in there yet. Okay. That may not be. Yeah, might be enough surface area. Yeah, probably not. Probably flip it and use the small V's. Yeah, that's better. So we'll try that out and press those off. Don't think I have enough stroke in its current position. Maybe I do. Let me take a look, see if I can get the appropriate size socket that maybe we can go ahead and press this off. So, be right back. Alright. Okay, I've got a little socket in here. Let's see if it wants to do anything. It'll either push out or I'll break something. Oh, well, yeah, now it's starting to go. That was a lot better than I thought it would. Alright. Gotta make sure I'm not hitting that key in there. I think that's cleared. There's a Woodruff key inside, so. Okay. So there it is. Gears off. Woodruff key is still in there. And we'll be able to use this to press it back on again. Alright, so good sign. Try and keep that orientation the same. Alright, let's wrap this up here. I'll be back at you in just a second. Alright everyone, so that is the wrap on the assembly of the 12-ton Harbor Freight hydraulic press unit. Not much to it. From what I've seen in previous videos, there were a lot of things they did to improve. They've added more gusset material. They had the baseboard to secure it with, lock nuts and or washers. Everything was basically there. Like I said, even the bolts came with the washers and the nuts already attached, so that you didn't have to sort through and make sure that you had enough of them. They all come assembled. You just saw us press something off. So let's lower this down. And there you go. The only thing they don't have is some brace to secure the handle with. But it is what it is. Would like to say, if anybody's looking, I've got my Kilroy is here t-shirt on. James Kilroy from Kilroy is here. James Kilroy. I will put a link to his channel in the description below. James, real nice guy, very knowledgeable. I've known him for over a year now. And he's working on a hydraulic press also, but he is building a custom hydraulic press with a huge cylinder. So I'll link to his channel. Go check him out. It'll be interesting to see his progress as he goes through there. He does show you the cylinder and some of the basic things that he's working on for that project. Not sure when his next episode for that will be coming out, but I'm sure it will be interesting. So, thanks for everybody for watching, and stay tuned for upcoming episodes. Appreciate all those that are subscribed, those that stop by to watch, even if you're not subscribed. And thanks for the comments. All right, everyone. Till next time. Take care.